Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me? Joel? Okay, good evening. Okay. Most probably today is your final theory class for your batch. Right? Today our target complete the final lesson. It's a very interesting, very simple lesson. Okay, we're discussing about environment. Environment. The lesson name is environment chemistry. Environment chemistry. Okay. Do you know what's the meaning of environment? You already know environment means in second. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry, there was a important call. Okay, now okay. You can hear me, right? Joel, you can hear me, right? Okay. Okay, let's start. Okay. In this lesson, we're discussing about environment and how human activities involved for the health of environment, and finally what we can do for environment to protect our ecosystem and all environment, right? That's the target of learning of this lesson. It's a very simple and interesting lesson, easily we can complete, especially some part of this lesson based on treatment, nitrogen cycle that we already discussed in our cell structure lesson. I hope you all have completed cell structure lesson and short note everything, right? And you can try past paper questions, past paper all, you can try all past paper first structured essay question, all questions based on biology part, biology, cell structure, uh, some organelles part as well, bacteria cells, fungi cells, and uh, some tissue, some question about tissue as well, tissues, meristem tissues and apical meristems, different types, xylem phloems, and sometimes stem structures, root structures question. Okay, you can try, and you can check your answers with marking schemes and work on them and complete. Please make sure to complete all parts in the cell structure lesson. We already discussed every parts. Now today we are going to complete our environment chemistry lesson. It's a very simple lesson. Okay, let's quickly discuss the basic part. Okay, first of all, what's the meaning of environment? What's the meaning of environment? The simple meaning of environment, everything around us. Everything around us is the environment. This is a simple meaning of environment. But not only that, we can further explain the environment, all living things, non-living things, and their relationships, their interactions. Their relationships are the environment. Actually, that as example, soil is an unliving thing, right? Plants, animal, microorganisms are the living things. These living things and atmosphere, water resources, they all are environment. They are non-living things. Okay, we always interacting means doing relationship between these non-living things, right? Okay, that is environment. That's the simple meaning of environment, everything around us. But not only that, organisms, that mean living things and non-living things, and relationship between interrelationship between uh, living things and non-living things we call as the overall environment. Understood? All living things along with the environment is, which is, they live, interact with each other. There are interaction between living things as well as between living things and their environment as well. In this way, organisms interact with their surrounding and exchange energy and matter. Yes, yes. We interacting with as living things. Living things mean us, organisms, plants, animal, microorganisms. They doing relationships. Doing relationship between non-living things, right? Yeah. Then you can understand what's the meaning of environment. The environment is living things and non-living things and interactions between living and non-living things. The overall story we always, or overall process, living things, non-living things, and their relationships. Organism relationships and organism non-living things relationships we called as the environment. Right? As example, yeah, that is very important. The final point: organisms interact with their surrounding and exchange energy and matter. Okay, what's the example? We respirate, right? Oxygen absorbed from the atmosphere and release carbon dioxide. It's an interaction with non-living things. The atmosphere is a non-living thing. We are living things, organisms. We interact with non-living things. Okay, we drinking water. Water, it's a matter. It's a matter. We get foods from the environment. It is a organisms, may animal to plant relationship, right? We doing relationship between with other animals and normal non-living things as well. This overall process we called as a environment. This overall process we called as a environment. For easy learning, this environment we can categorize into four main parts, four main spheres, four main categories, right? The first one is a hydrosphere. The hydrosphere means water, including the water on Earth and its surrounding environment. The water related environment of the Earth we called as hydrosphere. The second one is the atmosphere. Atmosphere. The atmosphere you already know. The air related area and its surrounding we called as atmosphere. Then what's the meaning of lithosphere? Lithosphere, yeah, the solid surface on the earth, soil, rock, minerals including, right? Then what's the meaning of biosphere now? Atmosphere, okay. Hydrosphere, okay. Water including part. Then lithosphere, the soil, rocks and minerals including land area. Then what's the meaning of biosphere? What's the meaning of biosphere? Biosphere means this atmosphere, lithosphere and hydrosphere, everywhere organism living area we called as a biosphere, right? The environment where all living things belongs, plants and animals, right? Right? All any living things interacting area we called as biosphere. See, this is a good diagram, good explanation. This is a lithosphere and this is a hydrosphere and this is atmosphere. Everywhere organisms live in area we called as biosphere. Biosphere. Then biosphere belongs to atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, everywhere organisms living part of the earth we called as a biosphere. Right? Okay, that's a simple story. Understood? Tanya? Amina? Okay, they are this lesson very simple lesson. Don't take it is very complex. Try to now get the full idea, right? We discussing about environment, very simple, not too advanced chemistry, right? Very simple. We discussing how human activities involved for environment balance. How human activities involved for environment balance and what we can do for protect the environment to avoid these unbalanced conditions. Okay, very simple, right? Make ගොඩක් කිව්ව වලට හිතලා ලියන්නත් පුළුවන්. හරි. The above spheres are not separated from each other. Yeah, they are not separated. We can't separate atmosphere from other spheres, but we can't separate hydrosphere from lithosphere, right? It's a combined system, but for only learning, we separate these spheres because we can't separate exactly because they always this hydrosphere doing interaction with lithosphere interact with hydrosphere interact with atmosphere, right? It's a combined system, but for only understand this concept, we can categorize into 4 spheres. What are the spheres? Hydrosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere, right? Okay, they are the examples for interchange matter and energy, right? Organisms take oxygen from atmosphere. You can read them. Okay, and always organisms involved for nutrition cyclic matter. Nutrition cyclic matter is interact with each spheres. That means hydrosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, everywhere. Nutrient cycling is a nutrient cyclic is a nutrient cycles are interaction of organisms and non-living things in different spheres. Natural cycles can be described as flow chart or network that represent the exchange of elements between different spheres of the environment. Yes, see, exchange of element between different spheres. It's interact with other all spheres including biosphere, right? Okay, they are the example. This is a water cycle, right? This is a water cycle. Then evapotranspiration, it is evapotranspirated water vapor condensing and cloud formation. This cloud form in precipitation, this precipitated water again evapotranspiration, and again, yeah, they all are cyclic. See, lithosphere, hydrosphere, this matter exchange in all spheres, right? Through all spheres, right? Okay, they are the interaction with different spheres, right? Let's move into a special nutrient cycle, carbon cycle. Okay, what's the meaning of carbon cycle? Carbon in atmosphere, how to present carbon in atmosphere? Mainly as carbon dioxide, different gases, right? Carbon dioxide. And methane also contain carbon, very small amount. Yeah, methane also present. How to carbon present in hydrosphere, in water? Normal carbon dioxide dissolved in water, that we call as carbonic acid, right? Carbonic acid. How to carbon present in lithosphere, in the land, as different mineral types, right? Graphite, diamond, also carbon types. And not only that, calcium carbonate, see, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, different carbonates, yeah, different minerals. And see, diamond and graphite, they are very complex carbon types. Okay, different forms available carbon types in the lithosphere as well. Forms of carbon in the biosphere. Okay, biosphere you already know. Biosphere mean inside our body as biomolecule, right? Carbohydrate, protein, nucleic acid, vitamin, enzymes, everything, organic materials. All organic materials made by carbon. මේවා නම් ඇත්තටම ඕනේ නැහැ. හරිද? මේවා මේ නිකන් දීලා තියෙන්නේ. හරිද? The carbon cycle is the exchange of these substances between different spheres. Yeah, this carbon exchange with different spheres in the environment. The carbon cycle include metabolic process like photosynthesis, yes, respiration, digestion, respiration two time, and dissolution. Make a mistake. Okay. Okay, this is a carbon cycle actually. Okay, this is atmosphere carbon. How to present atmosphere carbon? Make me listen. Hari simply terung kan. Hari carbon dioxide and CH4 type volatile gases. CH4 type volatile gases. The main type is carbon dioxide. Then this carbon dioxide methane, it is dissolved in water. Dissolved in water, right? Dissolved in water. Dissolved in water, then it is converted into carbonic acid. Carbonic acid. Carbonic acid. Carbon dioxide dissolved in water, it is converted into, naturally it is converted into carbonic acid. This carbonic acid, this carbon, then it is precipitate like this. Precipitate and they convert into rocks, very soft rocks that we called as limestone and dolomite. Limestone and dolomite, they are the deposits of this carbon dioxide. Then it is carbon, right? It is carbon in the lithosphere. They deposit and form lithosphere carbon. Then they convert into different minerals. Okay, not only that, carbon present in organic material. Organic material means dead animal and plant parts. They digestion, and after digestion, millions of year decomposition, they convert into crude oil, right? They convert into crude oil and natural gases. These natural gases again obtained by vehicles and chemical industries. What they doing? Again, they burning. In the burning process, what happened? Again, carbon dioxide released to the atmosphere, right? Again, carbon dioxide released to the atmosphere. This released carbon dioxide, what happened? Again, absorbed by plants for photosynthesis process. In the photosynthesis process, this carbon dioxide absorbed and oxygen release. Carbon dioxide absorbed and oxygen release. Okay, this is a balanced system. Balanced system. Not only that, plants, carbon dioxide absorb and oxygen release. Animals, what they doing? Animals for respiration, oxygen absorb and carbon dioxide releasing. Carbon dioxide releasing. Carbon dioxide releasing. Okay. Okay, this is your work. You can find more about this carbon cycle, and this is space for you. Draw the carbon cycle in your understand. Now the above cycle is little bit complicated, no? Now you know what happened in biosphere, in atmosphere, in lithosphere, everything. Now you have idea. You can draw a simple diagram. I think it's better. That's why I have given a space. Okay, if you want, I will give you a simple carbon cycle. හරි. අපි simple එකක් අඳිමු. Okay, it is atmospheric carbon dioxide. Atmospheric carbon dioxide. Atmospheric carbon dioxide. Atmospheric carbon dioxide. It is water surface. Atmospheric carbon dioxide dissolved in water. Then it is converted into carbonic acid. It is converted into carbonic acid. Then these remain residents precipitate. Then it is formed carbonate rocks, carbonates and bicarbonate. Carbonate and bicarbonate. Okay, this is a lithosphere. In lithosphere, they are fossil fuels. Fossil fuel drones and natural gases mean LP gases. That's also made by digestion of organic material, dead animal and plant parts. They are plants. Plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Right? Animals, what they are doing? Animals absorb carbon dioxide and release carbon dioxide. And additionally, it's forming different rocks. Graphite, diamond. They are minerals type, right? Diamond, and not only that, limestone, dolomite, different rocks types. They are in lithosphere, right? They are in lithosphere. They also carbonate types. And vehicles and industries, what they doing? Vehicle and industry obtain these fossil fuel and natural gases and release carbon dioxide. Okay, done? Understood? Okay, you can note down this. This is a carbon cycle in simple way. If you have any doubt, please ask. If one can make a very simple lesson, try to complete as soon as possible. Okay, complete, right? Done. The carbon cycle completed, right? Very simple. How to form, how to available carbon in atmosphere as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and methane, CH4, right? And this carbon dioxide dissolved in water, it is converted into carbonic acid. This carbonic compound deposition, then it is converted into carbonate and bicarbonate. And they deposit in lithosphere, they convert into different rocks types, graphite, diamonds, limestone, and dolomite. And as a result of digestion of organic material, millions of years, it is converted into fossil fuel and natural gases, LP gases. Then as a result of burning them, again carbon released to the atmosphere, and this carbon absorbed by carbon dioxide absorbed by plants and release oxygen. This release oxygen absorbed by respiration for animals and other microorganisms and release carbon dioxide to again atmosphere, right? Done. Kabir, Tanya, Sarmia, complete. Fatima, complete, right? Hari, simple. Hari, let's move into, these are actually the most easy lesson in the lesson syllabus, right? Okay, let's move into nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle, do I need to explain again? Nitrogen cycle, I already explained, including all parts in the nitrogen cycle. Okay, I told more than 78% of nitrogen in atmosphere, but plants cannot absorb nitrogen as nitrogen gas. They need to convert into nitrate ion and dissolve in water for absorb for plants, right? Absorb for plants. Then I told this nitrogen convert into nitrate process we called as nitrification, and nitrate again convert into nitrogen. This is anaerobic condition that we called as denitrification. 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 Okay, I already explained the nitrogen cycle last lesson as well. Now I will explain only concept. Okay, your homework. You have to draw a nitrogen cycle according to your understand. Now I have explained, I think, more than 4 times nitrogen cycle. Hari, today also I am going to explain some basic parts of nitrogen cycle, some additional parts of nitrogen cycle. Okay, how to nitrogen available in atmosphere, like nitrogen gas, nitrogen dioxide, nitrous oxide, N2O mean nitrous oxide, nitrogen monoxide, NO, and ammonia. This ammonia, if anyone don't know these names, please write down. Nitrogen gas, nitrogen dioxide, nitrous oxide, nitrogen monoxide, ammonia gas. Okay, they are the different forms of nitrogen present in atmosphere. Okay, biosphere, in proteins, especially animal and plant proteins contain nitrogen, and DNA, RNA especially contain genetic material, they contain nitrogen. And hydrosphere, ammonium ions, yes, ammonium ion dissolved in water, ammonium ions, NH4, and NO3 ions, nitrate ion, and nitrogen dioxide, yes, NO2, NO2, NO2. Okay, lithosphere, how lithosphere contains different minerals. These minerals, when we add fertilizers into soil, urea, ammonium related fertilizer when we apply to the soil, what happened? These minerals adding into the soil and they contain inside the soil layers. Okay, the nitrification. Okay, I already explained this each and every steps last day. Nitrification actually mainly 3 steps. This time most probably nitrogen cycle question product duty. Therefore, please get the full idea about nitrogen cycle. Additionally, I have arranged now 2026 model papers release. Did you find? I'll give you SFT one. Other subjects 2026 model paper released. Sarmia, Kabir, did you find model paper? I'm asking ICT and ET or BST. No. I have all paper, but all are in Sinhala. For SFT one, I am now I am translating. Yeah, this time model paper also a little bit hard too. Therefore, exam also not easy. Model paper structured question 1. It's asking about plant leaf. You can see plant leaf structure. I already explained last week lesson. Mama group එකෙන් දාලා තියෙන diagrams ටික. Especially you have to practice this මේ මෙහෙම කරලා පේනවා. මේක ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. Okay, I'll give you this past paper next week. You can get this past paper. It's very difficult to translate. This, especially this structured part. Yeah. No worries. We have everything complete. Everything we have complete and discussed. Model paper you can easily face model paper, but not easy. MCQ එහෙම ටිකක් hard. We have discussed, but you have to the thinking questions vary. Lot of thinking questions. Okay, let's move into nitrification. What's the meaning of nitrification? Nitrogen convert into nitrate ions. It's mainly three steps. Mainly 3 steps. First, nitrogen convert into ammonium ion. Nitrogen convert into ammonium ion. That we called as nitrogen fixation. Right? This nitrogen fixation I already explained. We have 1, 2, 3 types. I told additionally protein digestion as well. protein digestion එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකත් දාන්න පුළුවන් අපිට biological fixation වලට නේද? Or mainly three types. Biological fixation, atmospheric fixation and industrial fixation. What's the meaning of biological fixation? Biological fixation mean the first one, protein digest. The animal and plant material contain proteins, convert into ammonium. Convert first mean amino acid convert into ammonium by ammonification bacteria. This process we call as ammonification, right? Protein digestion. As well as bacteria involved in the freely available bacteria and some microorganisms doing relationship with plants, symbiotic relationship with plants and doing this nitrogen fixation process. Examples, who are the symbiotic relationships bacteria? Rhizobium and Anobina. I'm not going to write again, you already explained and I think you have a screenshot as well. Can I skip that or do I need to explain? The same lesson මේක කරා නේද? Do you remember? Fatima? Okay, I'm not going to write again this each and every steps. I'll explain, right? For revise. I'm correct. Okay, what's the meaning? What happens? Symbiotic, who are the examples? Rhizobium and Anobina. Who are the examples for freely available in the soil and doing nitrogen fixation process? Ken, send your answers. Azotobacter, yes, Azotobacter. Azotobacter, Clostridium, Cyanobacteria. You have to remember them, right? Okay, that's a biological fixation. Nitrogen converted into ammonium ion. Then what's the meaning of atmospheric fixation? Atmospheric fixation mean in lightning process. May I'm a dila තියෙනවා මේ biological fixation. මේ ටික මම ආයෙ දීලා තියෙනවා. See, Azotobacter, Anobina, Clostridium, Rhizobium also there. That is atmospheric fixation. Atmospheric fixation mean during a lightning process. Akunu gahaddi, thundering, right? Nitrogen breakdown and fixing as ammonium. Right? Industrial fixation mean within industries they producing different nitrogen related fertilizers, ammonium based fertilizers. They are the industrial fixation process. That one also discuss protein digestion and denitrification also we discussed. I told it is mainly happening in anaerobic conditions by anaerobic microorganisms. Pseudomonas and Thiobacillus are the examples. Okay, any doubt up to now? Any doubt? Tanya, Fatima, Samia, Jod, Udanna, Amina. Let's move into our next nutrient cycling, oxygen cycle. Okay, you know oxygen 21% available in atmosphere. 21% available. Yeah, oxygen is highly reactive gas. Highly reactive gas. It's react with all everything. See, in the burning also required oxygen, right? Also, because of this high reactivity, oxygen is tightly bonded to nitrogen and carbon cycle. Yeah. This is oxygen cycle. Oxygen cycle actually the opposite of carbon carbon cycle. Yes, right. This is atmospheric oxygen. This is atmospheric oxygen. Atmospheric oxygen. Atmospheric oxygen. Atmospheric oxygen. This atmospheric oxygen absorbed by animals, right? For respiration. Animals respirating by oxygen, right? Animals respirate. Okay. Then release carbon dioxide. This release carbon dioxide absorbed by plant and in the photosynthesis process again release oxygen to atmosphere. Then make it right? And in the night time, plant also respiration. If it is no sunlight, plants also respiration. Plants also absorbing some oxygen. In the industrial process, utilize some oxygen for burning process and release carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide also absorbed by plants, right? And organic material decomposition also release some amount of carbon dioxide, and fossil fuel burning, it's release carbon dioxide, and again in the photosynthesis process it's converted into oxygen. Okay, now you can see then make balanda oxygen. Now this chart, oxygen convert into carbon dioxide, different process, the respiration, industrial burning, and organic matter decomposition. There are different types of oxygen convert into carbon dioxide process, but the only way carbon dioxide convert into oxygen, the photosynthesis, the forest. That's why in the last class I explained that's much important. Oxygen storage are the forest and the plants. If not plants, if it is decrease the population of plants in the earth, we can't maintain 21% of oxygen. 21% of oxygen. Due to decrease oxygen, carbon dioxide, this balance, what happened? The carbon dioxide level increasing. There are so many environment problems coming due to this carbon dioxide increase. What are the so many may impact? What are the impacts? Global warming, ozone depletion, photochemical smoke. There are so many issues. Okay, I'll explain now one by one what are the issues. Yeah, is that okay? This one also for you. You have to you can draw a oxygen cycle in your way. Hari. Hari. Make another very important thing. This not only oxygen, the ozone also very important gas. Do you know how to produce ozone? Ozone mean O3. Ozone mean O3. Ozone mean O3. Right? මෙතන තමයි වැදගත්ම point එක, most important point for this lesson. Right? හොඳට බලන්න. Okay. You know, think this is the sun. This is the sun. This is sun, and this is our atmosphere. This is our atmosphere. In the next part, this is our Earth, and this is our this is our atmosphere, right? This is our atmosphere. In the lower level of this atmosphere, there is very special air layer, gas layer that we call as ozone layer. Ozone layer positions and functions, everything I will explain later. Ozone layer. It's a 30 to 40 kilometer area, including ozone gas, high concentration of ozone gas. Okay, how to produce this ozone gas? In the next part, we have to understand ozone depletion. Before ozone depletion, this part very important. ඇත්තටම මේකේ මේ part එක තමයි very important. අනිත් ඒවා හිතවල යන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? Okay. Now let's see how to convert ozone. කොහොමද ozone හැදෙන්නේ? Okay, you know, in sunlight release huge amount of ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays mean UV rays in short form. UV rays. What happened? This oxygen, the oxygen gas in the atmosphere, oxygen gas in upper atmosphere, right? Oxygen gas exposed to this UV radiation. Due to the strength of this UV radiation, this oxygen converts into atomic oxygen. This atomic oxygen again react with, I told oxygen is highly reactive gas, again react with oxygen, it is converted into ozone gas. Right? Oxygen react with atomic oxygen, it is converted into, sorry, it is not oxygen. There is a mistake. It is ozone. Please correct that. Ozone. Comment tube it is given in the tube. Oxygen, right? Tanya. It is ozone, O3. O2 react with O. It is O3. Right? Now it is producing ozone layer. Remember, ozone again exposed to the UV radiation. This ozone gas again exposed to the UV radiation. Then what happened? Ozone converted into oxygen gas plus atomic oxygen again. I'm a reverse now. Okay, due to UV radiation, what happened? Oxygen converted into ozone converted into oxygen. It's a balanced system. Since it is balanced, always if there is no any human involvement, if there is no any human impact, we can maintain this ozone layer constant, no, with constant thickness. I got oxygen converted to ozone converted to oxygen. If it is no any human involvement, if it is not releasing toxic gas into atmosphere, I will explain what are the toxic gas to this ozone layer. If it is no human involvement, this oxygen convert into ozone and ozone convert into oxygen, then we can protect 21% of oxygen as well as ozone layer thickness constant. Then our lower atmosphere we can protect from UV radiation. How to protect? This UV oxygen and ozone both absorbing and they break down in the upper atmosphere. Ozone layer is not just a barrier. Okay, it's a chemical reaction. Chemical reactions mean UV radiation utilized by this ozone and oxygen, they convert into another form. oxygen UV radiation used and converted to ozone. Ozone UV radiation utilized for converting to oxygen. It's a balanced system. Understood? This is a nature. But if it is no any human involvement, අපි ඕනවට වඩා impact එකක් දුන්නේ නැත්නම් it's a balanced system. I got making high mesari goda because this lesson that's the most important point, most complicated point. Okay, understood, Fatima? Kabir? Don't think this ozone layer is just a barrier, okay? Make it it's not like this. It's not like this. It's a absorbing and breakdown. Then this UV radiation energy utilized for this breakdowning process. That's why it's not reached to our lower atmosphere. Tanya? Clear? That's a ozone oxygen balance system. It is on balance condition. But nowadays, due to technology improvements and industrial applications, we doing a lot of impact to this ozone layer. I will explain in the next part. Right. These rays coming from sun are absorbed by oxygen, and then the overheat UV rays reach to the lower atmosphere. Therefore, the health problems caused exposed to organisms to high energy ultraviolet rays don't occur. Okay, what are the effects if it is reached to our atmosphere? It's genetic mutations. Mutations mean changes, genetic changes, genetic changes, as well as different cancer types, skin cancer types for me. Hari. Okay, this part you can read, no? Adverse effect of natural cycles. They are human activities. The rate of natural carbon dioxide removal machinery is not sufficient to remove excess carbon dioxide added burning of fossil fuels. Yeah, they are the human involvement. මේවා හිතලා ලියන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාලට. ඔයාලා කියව ගන්න. හරි. Let's move into next main topic, effect of human activities on hydrosphere. Effect of human activities on hydrosphere. Effect on human activities on hydrosphere. Okay. In our Earth, more than 70%, yeah, I think 72% of the Earth surface is fully covered by water. Yeah, they are the parts of hydrosphere. Oceans, surface water, that means rivers and lakes, groundwater inside the soil, atmospheric water, that means water vapor, and water in the polar regions as glaciers, and biological water inside biological bodies like in our body. Right. Okay, that's a water cycle that I already explained. Already explains water cycle. Okay, this one very important. Make a high godak durata. Hari. Now you know, in wastewater treatment, you know, me wastewater treatments and drinking water treatment, and anywhere we have water standards. Water standard means we have water parameters. There are three main types of water parameters. If you use for drinking water, if you use for natural release for natural environment, drink for agricultural usages, for industrial usage, everywhere there are three main types of water standards. Water standards, right? Very, very important, right? There are three main types of water standards. First one, physical criteria, chemical criteria, and biological criteria. හරි මේක ගොඩක් දුරට අහයි. හරිද? මේ දීලා තියෙන විදියටම ඔයාලා පාඩම් කරගන්න ඕන. හරිද? මේකේ පොඩි පොඩි අවුල් තියෙනවා. But don't think about that. You have to remember like this. හරි. This is your syllabus given මේ diagram එකම තමයි මම දීලා තියෙන්නේ. Yeah, this is a syllabus given type. හරි. Okay, I told you when we select for drinking water, agriculture, industry, everywhere we have to maintain these parameters, maintain these standards. Normally drinking water standards are very high, higher purified water. But if it is related to environment or agriculture, no need this type of standards, but always we need to check these parameters if you need to maintain the quality of water, right? The physical parameters are taste, color, turbidity. Turbidity mean turbidity mean Tanya, turbidity, 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 turbidity. No. TSS is different, Tanya. TSS mean total suspended solid. Yeah, it is same, but two measures, right? Turbidity also we measure it for water sample checking. Turbidity mean the visual ability. Again, we with the pain about turbidity, turbidity, turbidity. Normally, for there are both me TSS mean total suspended solid, no, Tanya. But total dissolved TDS also involved for this turbidity, not only suspended solid. TDS also involved. TDS and TSS both involved for this turbidity. The conductivity mean normally mineral iron percentage. Mineral iron percentage. Conductivity sometimes we consider as chemical parameter as well, but in our syllabus given it is a physical one. Then remember like that. pH value also it is given as physical parameter. And total dissolved solid mean TDS. Tanya, TDS. මෙතන තියෙනවා total suspended solid කියලාත් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකත් ඕනනම් දාගන්න. ඒක දීලා නැහැ syllabus එකේ. කමන්නේ. TSS mean total suspended solid. Total suspended solid. That mean අර suspend වෙන ඒවා, right? Suspend වෙන ඒවා. Not dissolving. Dissolve mean TDS. TDS. Yeah, pH. Sometimes we consider pH is chemical, but it is given as physical one. Give me a second. Okay. And yeah. Joel, pH is sometimes pH is considered chemical parameter, but in our syllabus it is given as physical one. Make a chemicals or the acidity. If it is pH very low, acidity or base condition, pH chemical right? Understood? But pH api chemical කියලා හිතන මේ conductivity also we can consider as chemical. But you have to remember now for your exam like this. මේකේ මේ lesson එකේ චූටි චූටි අවුල් ගොඩක් තියෙනවා මම ඉස්සරහට කියන atmosphere part also you have some doubts. But without correcting I have put your syllabus given part as it is. I'll show you the syllabus if you want. Syllabus hydrosphere. No? This is syllabus. I'll share it. See, main ප්‍රමිතින් අදාළ කාර්යණු වෙනස් වෙනවා. I told you for drinking water, agriculture water, and වෙනස් වෙනවා, right? They're changing. Yeah, I told you drinking water standards greater than agriculture water. Yeah, they are the physical criterias: taste, color, turbidity, electric conductivity, pH, ද්‍රාවිත ඝන ද්‍රව්‍ය කියන්නේ TDS. මේකට අපි TSS එකක් දාගත්තා, right? Chemical criteria, okay. ඔය ටික තමයි ඔය විදිහට තමයි දීලා තියෙන්නේ, right? හරි, අපි ඉස්සරහ ටිකත් ඒකේ විදිහටම කරමු. මේකේ චූටි චූටි doubts එකක් තියෙනවා this lesson. This final lesson, final එද්දී එහෙම තියෙනවා. Right. Chemical criterias. What are the chemical criterias? BOD. BOD mean biological oxygen demand. Chemical oxygen demand, COD. Biological oxygen demand, chemical oxygen demand, heavy metal level, arsenic, phosphorus, lead, different heavy metal contents. Hardness mean calcium, magnesium, iron concentration, calcium, magnesium, iron concentration, and acidity mean acidity and base condition, chemical parameters. Clear? මේ ටික අනිවාර්යෙන්ම මතක තියාගන්න. lot of MCQ, mainly MCQ part, this type questions asking. Water standard, not a chemical parameters කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට මෙතෙන් pH එකක් දාලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. BOD, COD, pH, heavy metal, hardness. Then what is the answer? Not a chemical parameters of water standard. BOD, COD, heavy metal, hardness, pH. Then you have to select pH because it is given as physical parameter. Right? Clear? Amina? Hari, ඉක්මනට යන්න. Biological criteria. Biological criteria. Okay. Especially biological criteria mean harmful microorganism count. Mainly 3 types of water harmful microorganism, pathogenic microorganism in water. Mainly are coliform, E. coli, and salmonella. E. coli means Escherichia coli. Coliform, E. coli, and salmonella. Coliform, E. coli, and salmonella count, very important. Sometimes for drinking water it is very low level. Again, 1% also not allowed for drinking water. For agriculture and other industrial water, that's okay up to some level. Okay. Hari, quickly. Okay, let's see what is the biological oxygen demand. මෙතන මම තුනම දීලා තියෙනවා. Biological oxygen demand mean මේක අහලා තියෙන exam එකේ කීප පාරක්. එතකොට BOD අහලා තියෙනවා. This time possible to ask COD. Right? Biological oxygen demand mean the amount of dissolved solid requirement to digest organic materials in a water sample by microorganisms. The amount of dissolved oxygen requirement by aerobic microorganisms to digest organic matter containing specific volume of water during a period of time. During a period of time. AKA the amount of amount of oxygen requirement to digest organic material in a water sample by microorganisms. Okay, that is a BOD value. BOD value. Then if it is any aerobic microorganisms, very important, right? If it is any aerobic microorganisms digest organic material in this water, they utilize oxygen for respiration, right? Because aerobic, no, they use oxygen. Then they utilize aerobic oxygen. Then what happened? DO level of this water sample. DO level means dissolved oxygen level getting very low. What happened? BOD level. BOD level means biological oxygen demand. Oxygen demand is increasing. Oxygen demand is increasing. The COD level. What's the meaning of COD level? COD level of also increasing. What's the meaning of COD level? COD level means the amount of oxygen requirement to chemically break down organic material present in given volume of water. Right? Chemically breakdown. Breakdown by microorganisms, aerobic microorganisms. That's the difference. Okay, understood, Tanya? BST student already know this, no? What as I think. Fatima, you learn about that, about these parameters and everything, I think. Okay, then easy. Okay, ETU students. ETA up Tino? Tino neither. Tino. Kabir? Water quality? Tino. Ajol BST. No? Amina? Is it there? Tina, then easy. Then I'm going to skip, okay? Because all I have not here. Let's move into hardness also. Hardness means dissolution of magnesium and calcium ion concentration of water. Magnesium and calcium ion concentration of water. This hardness mainly two types. Temporary hardness and permanent hardness. Temporary hardness means if it is boiling, this hardness will be removed. Hardness will be removed in the boiling water. That we call as temporary hardness. Temporary hardness means they contain only bicarbonate. That means magnesium carbonate and calcium carbonate, right? But it is permanent hardness means it's not removing by heating. They contain bicarbonate types, complex structures. Calcium bicarbonate and magnesium bicarbonate. Done? Okay, that's the hardness. Okay, okay, let's move into water pollution. Okay, no need to explain, no? Water pollution methods you already know. Water pollution. How to water pollution? Aggregation of salts, accumulation of harmful bacteria, addition of non-toxic compounds, unusually adding fertilizers, even chemicals, toxic compounds. Wastewater treatment. I already explained primary treatment, secondary treatment, and tertiary treatment. Okay, I told primary treatment is a physical process. Primary treatment is a physical process. Primary treatment is a physical process. What happened? Filtration, add alum and coagulation and flocculation, right? Coagulation and polyaluminium chloride, alum දාලා මෙන්න flocculate වෙලා මෙන්න flocculate වෙනවා, right? That's a flocculation, right? Then secondary treatment use aerobic microorganisms, and as a result of that, what happened? DO level getting decreased and BOD increasing. Therefore, we have to artificially aerate this solution in the secondary treatment. Okay, for aeration method, we have three main methods: rotating drum method and trickling filter method. මේක දෙකක් තියලා තියෙනවා. තව එකක් තියෙනවා activated sludge method also. එකක් දාගන්න. activated sludge method. activated sludge method. activated sludge method. activated sludge method. In activated sludge method, very simple, just oxygen blowing. Use compressor and oxygen blowing. Oxygen means normal air blow into the water by pumps, right? Rotating drum method mean, I already explained, these are aeration methods. Microorganisms growing on the large barrel, and it's connect with this type supporter and slowly rotating like this. Slowly rotating like this. Slowly rotating like this. Then what happened? In above side microorganism aerated, and when this going through the water, they are digestion. In the biological secondary treatment process, what happened? Aerobic may dissolved organic compounds convert into non-dissolving carbonic, again suspended venom, right? Convert into suspended organic materials. This dissolved organic compounds convert into suspended organic materials, right? Okay, after that, in the secondary secondary sedimentation tank, we can precipitate and remove it. Okay, this is a trickling filter method. That one also aeration method. Okay, this is a large tank filled with rocks, small rocks. Sometimes we can use plastic petals as well. Plastic petals. Okay, this is a special type of aerobic microorganisms growing on the rocks. Stones will grow karane, different size stone parts. And this wastewater spray onto this stone surface. Then what happened? They are aerated in the atmosphere, spray into atmosphere, they are aerated and going through this trickling filter, going through this stone filter, and digestion processes take place, right? Digestion processes take place, and dissolved organic compounds convert into suspended organic compounds, right? Dissolved organic compound convert into suspended organic compounds. The process is done. Then in the precipitation process, secondary precipitation process, we can remove sludge and separate the treated water. It's a biological process. For aeration, we use rotating drum method and trickling filter method. If you want, you can use artificial aerated method by using blowers, that we call as activated sludge method. Done? Up to now, any doubt? කරපු නිසා මම මේ ටක් ගාලා කරන්නේ. Joel, clear නේද? Tanya? The tertiary treatment, I told it's a chemical process. We use some chemicals for disinfection process. Disinfection mean break down harmful pathogenic microorganisms in the water. What are the main types of pathogenic microorganisms? Salmonella, E. coli, and coliform. Salmonella, E. coli, and coliform. Remember, Salmonella, E. coli, and coliform. In the tertiary treatment process, what happened? We add some chemicals. I told in Sri Lanka and worldwide, the cheap method is chlorination. Additionally, chlorine, we can use hydrogen peroxide, ozonation. Ozonation means use ozone. Not only that, UV radiation, RO, reverse osmosis, microfiltration, nanofiltration. There are different types of methods, but they are a little bit expensive. Other tertiary treatment methods. Ozonation. Hydrogen peroxide. Chlorination is a cheap method, right? UV radiation. Microfiltration. Nanofiltration. Reverse osmosis. RO. Reverse osmosis. Enough. Right? Okay, let's move into human activities, how in effect for atmosphere. That's the most important part. Exam the hydrosphere part is CVC. Okay. For easy understand, now I told atmosphere we can categorize into four spheres. No? What are them? Hydrosphere, atmosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. Again, this atmosphere also we can categorize into four main areas. The very low, up to 20 kilometers or 15 kilometers, that we call as troposphere. Troposphere up to 15 kilometers. 15 kilometer to 50 kilometers stratosphere. 50 kilometer to 85 kilometer mesosphere. Finally, above more than 85 kilometer up to 1000 sometimes. 1000 thermosphere. It is highly heated. 1000 kilometers. Right? Normally, our atmosphere is 1000 kilometers. 1000 kilometers from sea level. See, normal satellites in the troposphere. Ozone layer ko hedatte. That's important. Ozone layer is in stratosphere. And aircraft also moving end of troposphere. And layer troposphere and stratosphere. And ozone layer is middle of stratosphere. Okay, that is a composition of atmosphere. You already know nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%. Make a doubt in this lesson. That one also a doubt. Metanat puri doubt nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, argon 0.9%, carbon dioxide 0.04%, water vapor 1 to 3%. That changing according to climate conditions. Think it is 1%. It would 100% is that. Then other gases given, other gases mean less than 0.04%. Very small amount. Neon, helium, methane, nitrous oxide, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, dioxide, carbon monoxide, ammonia, and dust and pollens. Yes. Okay, they are the other gases. Make a key change in the composition of atmosphere due to human activities do not change the main gases constituents. ඒ කියන්නේ main gases කියලා කිව්වේ. දැන් මේක දීලා තියෙන main gases are මේවනේ nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide and water vapor නේ main gases කියලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? Change in the composition of the atmosphere due to human activities does not change the main gases constituent. That means our main gases, large quantity available gases, not changing due to human activities. It is possible to change, but it is no harmful, more huge impact. But the change in the composition of atmosphere is due to change the composition of trace gases, very small amount gases, mainly coming harmful impact. They are the harmful impact, not main gases changes. Actually, very small amount trace gases changes, it is coming direct impact to our atmosphere and climate changes. Right? It's coming direct impact. Gases that can change the atmospheric composition are මේ බලන්න දැන් මෙතන කියනවා trace gas changes are the atmospheric impact, but ඊට පස්සේ කියනවා gases that change the atmospheric composition of carbon dioxide, methane and volatile chlorinated hydrocarbons CFC, HCFC and PFC are the and තව තියෙනවා මෙතන SO2, SO3 and NOx. They are not mainly අරව තමයි mainly මොනවද CFC, HCFC, PFC and carbon dioxide and methane. But the problem is in the above table it is given carbon dioxide is a main gas. I got the doubt. උඩ දීලා තියෙන මේ බලන්න මෙතන syllabus එකේ maybe nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, argon 0.9%, carbon dioxide given as main gas. ප්‍රධාන වායු කියන්නේ main gas නේ. එතකොට ඊට පස්සේ මෙතන මේ වෙනත් වායු කියලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ they are trace gases, neon, helium, methane, nitrous oxide ඒවා okay. Hydrogen, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide මෙතන දීලා තියෙන්නේ monoxide CO, ammonia, they are trace gases. මෙතන කියනවා වායුගෝලයේ වායු සංඝටක ප්‍රධාන මේජර් ඒවා සහ අංශු මාත්‍ර කියලා කොටස් දෙකක් තියෙනවා. Due to human activities, the composition of the atmosphere මේකෙන් ප්‍රධාන වායුමල සංඝටක වල වෙනස් වීමක් සිදු නොවන බව පහදා දෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ due to main gas changes it is no huge impact, but අංශු මාත්‍ර කියන්නේ trace gases සංයුතිය වෙනස් වීමකින් වායුගෝලයේ සංයුතිය වෙනස් වන බව පැහැදිලි කරන්නලු. වාතයේ සංයුතිය වෙනස් කළාදී අංශු මාත්‍ර වායු ලෙස ඉස්සෙල්ලම දීලා තියෙන්නේ carbon dioxide, methane CH4, වාෂ්පශීලී ක්ලෝරිනීකృత hydrocarbon mean CFC, HCFC, PFC, they are correct, and ozone විකිරණශීලී වායු, වාෂ්පශීලී hydrocarbon SOx and NOx බව පහදා දෙන්න. හරි. Then අපිට no options we have to remember as given in the syllabus. Remember then carbon dioxide we have to remember as trace gas, no? Carbon dioxide normal percentage is 0.04. Actually it is trace gas because it is very small amount, but in this table it is given as main gas. අපි එක ගොඩක් famous නිසා, but it is present in very small amount in atmosphere. හරි. I got the point. Tanya, it is given as main gas in above table, but in the second part it is given as trace gas. Right. Okay, sorry. They are the harmful gases, how to enter, how to release to the environment. You know, carbon dioxide, how to release? Due to industrial activities, industrial burning fossil fuels and vehicles burning fossil fuel, right? Hari. Methane, remember, specially release methane from livestock. Livestock කියන මොනවද? Joel, what are the meaning of livestock digestion? Livestock mean, yeah, animal farming. Animal farming, especially rumen organisms, mean cows, goats. Rumen digestion, it's release huge amount of methane. And rice cultivation, methane හැදෙන්නේ anaerobic condition තියෙන තැන්වලින්. And landfills, yeah, landfills හිතලා ලියන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? Nitrous oxide produced mainly for combines of vehicles. Yes. CFC, especially refrigerators. Now may ළඟදී මගේ news එක දාන්න. I think starting from 1st of January next year, Sri Lanka going to ban that. This CFC දැන් එක බෑන් කරලා තියෙන ලෝකෙම CFC use refrigerator, releasing refrigerators banned it, right? Now 2000, I think 2000, before 2009 we use CFC main gas use refrigerators, but nowadays we use HCFC. It is not harmful than like CFC, but I will explain how it is not harmful. But that one also little bit, because it's contain chlorine. CFC mean hydrochlorofluorocarbon. CFC mean chlorofluorocarbon, right? Chlorine is highly harmful to our ozone layer. I will explain now, right? Very simple. ඒක තේරුම් ගත්තා මේ පාඩමේ ඉතරයි අමාරු එකකට තියෙන්නේ. හරිද? Now Sri Lanka try to ban this HCFC. I will send the, I can't remember exactly news. I will send the link into on දැක්ක මේ ළඟදී. ඒව වල දැනගෙන ඉන්න ඕන. The current conditions of Sri Lanka and as well as worldwide. Ozone. How to release ozone? Ozone involved for photosynthetic smoke, that is forms in the atmosphere due to the reaction of sunlight with NOx and volatile organic charge in the vehicle fossil fuel burning, that means partially burning, it's release NOx. This NOx react with sunlight, it is producing ozone and different gases. It is involved for photochemical smoke. Photochemical smoke. Okay, what are the effects of these adverse effect caused by atmosphere? What are the effects? The first one, the extreme greenhouse effect. Hari, hondra balaga. What's the meaning of greenhouse effect? What's the meaning of greenhouse effect? This is a greenhouse effect. You know, BSTR greenhouse is a completely closed glass home, structural house made by glass. What's the purpose of this greenhouse? Vegetate plants, tropical plants in some may mean cold areas. Think inside temperature -10 or less than 0 Celsius. We can grow tropical plants. Tropical plants mean normal summer plants. Sri Lankan type plants, Sri Lankan normal. We can maintain high temperature inside this greenhouse. It's a completely controlled condition. Maintain control condition with water supply, fertilizer supply, maintaining everything automatically controlled, but temperature control in a different process that we called as a greenhouse effect. How is the greenhouse effect? Normally, in daytimes, what happens? Sunlight absorbed by the surface of greenhouse. Sunlight absorbed by surface of greenhouse, this land area, this high energy sunlight, EM waves absorbed by this sunlight surface, and in night it is heating, right? It's heating. But night time, normally it is less than outside temperature less than 0 in cold countries, not Sri Lanka, cold countries. Normally Sri Lanka we can't use greenhouse because we are tropical country, right? Okay, in daytime what happened? Due to sunlight absorb heat and heated internal structure. But in the night time less than 0 Celsius normally temperature, right? But this heated, due to the outer temperature, this heat energy, now it is glass, now heat energy try to release as low energy, try to release to environment as low energy electromagnetic wave, low frequency electromagnetic wave. But in night time, not on night time, always inside this closed house, carbon dioxide and CH4 concentration is greater. We called as greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases concentration is greater. Due to this greenhouse gases concentration, what happened? These greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide and methane, this release heat energy absorb themselves. Absorb tap right? And they circulate inside the greenhouse. Therefore, inside, even in -Celsius outside temperature, we can keep the normal ambient temperature inside the greenhouse. Due to this greenhouse effect, tap this heat energy and circulate around the greenhouse, right? That we called as a greenhouse effect. We can maintain the temperature even very cold conditions using these greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases, this greenhouse effect, very important to maintain the temperature of night time, maintain earth temperature night time in normal temperature. You know, normally we don't have sunlight in night time. We don't have sunlight in night time, no? We don't have sunlight night time. Therefore, think this earth, sun. We don't have sunlight in night time. Then what happened? No, if there is no greenhouse effect, nighttime temperature should be minus L, because no sunlight. Normally in nighttime, the same process, nighttime, this high frequent electromagnetic wave absorbed by the surface of Earth. And in night time, what happened? They are slowly released as low energy EM waves. Low energy EM waves. Think this is our atmosphere. This is our atmosphere. Normally, our atmosphere contain some amount of these greenhouse gases. Some amount of these greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, methane. What are the greenhouse gases? Carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide, it's the main greenhouse gas, CO2, and the next one CH4, methane, and nitrous oxide, and water vapor. මේවා තමයි මේන්ම greenhouse gases. බලන්න ටියුට් එක මොනවද තියලා තියෙන්නේ? Yeah, nitrous oxide and carbon dioxide, water vapor, methane, and nitrous oxide, they are the main greenhouse gases, right? Main greenhouse gases. Main greenhouse gases. What happened? Part of this releasing heat energy, part of this, not all, right? Part of this releasing heat energy absorbed by these greenhouse gases. The remaining part is again released from the atmosphere. Eva remove right? Only part of this green heat energy absorbed by greenhouse gases and circulate in our atmosphere. Then what happened? We can have some ambient temperature even night time as well. In the earth temperature, night time also keep in a normal temperature. Do you know Mars normal daytime temperature, okay, normal time, but night time it is minus Celsius. What is the reason? Night time no any greenhouse effect, no greenhouse gases. It's sometimes less than minus 100 temperature. Minus 100. Normally water දැනට හොයාගෙන නැහැ. ඒකට water තිබ්බනම් night time they convert gaseous and daytimes liquids. Okay, that's the advantage of this. That's the importance of these greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases absorb this heat energy and circulate in the surrounding. That is very important to keep ambient temperature in the atmosphere. Okay, up to now okay? Up to now okay? ඉක්මනට Tanmaya, that's a greenhouse effect of the earth, right? This is a greenhouse effect in a greenhouse. This is a greenhouse effect of earth. Hari, takkal done. Any doubt? Joel? Tanya? Amina? Up to now understood? Done yet? Fatima? Up to now okay? Okay, now let's see what happened. Okay, actually, the global warming mean the excessive greenhouse effect. Excessive greenhouse effect mean this carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and water vapor amount increasing due to human activities. Fossil fuel burning, industrial burning, may deforestation, that means forest decreasing, plant destroying, right? Due to this reason, carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere is increasing. That we called as the excessive greenhouse effect. Due to that, what happened? All I told some excess amount of heat energy. What happened? Again, removing from our atmosphere. But due to this excessive greenhouse effect, it is retaining all gases removing from the atmosphere. And what happened? The normal atmospheric temperature getting greater than normal ambient temperature. Understood? It is getting greater than normal room temperature. That we called as a global warming. Understood? That we called as a global warming. That we called as a global warming. Okay, this is the story. This is a no main. Yeah, this is a normal greenhouse effect. The temperature normal level, but this is excessive less heat escape. Heat escape is lost low. More rain may emitted to heat our atmosphere, right? That's why the normal um, ambient temperature, normal temperature getting than 30, more than 30 nowadays. Nowadays. Okay, I have given greenhouse gases here. You can go through them. Okay, that's the story. Okay, what is the effect of this global warming? The main problem increased dissolving of glaciers. Dissolving of glaciers, then what happened? Increase the water level, sea water level. As result, what happened? Sea water level increase and give me a second.